The teacher's competence, in turn, is restricted to what may be done in school. And further, work and leisure are alienated from each other as a result. The spectator and the worker alike are supposed to arrive at the workplace all ready to fit into a routine prepared for them. Adaptation in the form of the product design, instruction, and publicity shapes them for their role as much as formal education by schooling. A radical alternative to a school society requires not only new formal mechanism for the formal acquisition of skills and their educational use. A deschooled society implies a new approach to incidental or informal education. As seen, Illich's suggestion is to replace the funnels of the institutional school with learning webs, which could give to people who want to learn the freedom to get the necessary opportunities and tools, and people who want to share their knowledge to do it in relation to students' need. A good educational system should have three purposes. It should provide all who want to learn with access to available resources at any time in their lives. Empower all who want to share what they know to find those who want to learn it from them. And finally, furnish all who want to present an issue to the public with the opportunity to make their challenge known. Such a system would require the application of constitutional guarantees to education. That means that in the present situation, in the situation in which Illich wrote, but even now, this application of constitutional guarantees to education is not allowed. Learners should not be forced to submit to an obligatory curriculum or to discrimination based on whether they possess a certificate or a diploma. Nor should the public be forced to support, through a regressive taxation, a huge professional apparatus of educators and building, which in fact restricts the public chances for learning to the services the professional is willing to put on the market. It should use modern technology to make free speech, free assembly, and the free press truly universal, and therefore fully educational. Illich proposed four learning webs, proposed in this book, four learning webs, as tool to build a learning which can overcome the faults of today's institutionalized school. This is the four webs proposed by, this is the first of the. Educational resources are usually labeled according to education's curricular goals. I propose to do the contrary, to label four different approaches which enable the student to gain access to any educational resource which may help him to define and achieve his own goals. 1. Reference services to educational objects, which facilitate access to things or processes used for formal learning. Some of these things can be reversed for this purpose, stored in libraries, rental agencies, laboratories, and showrooms like museums and theaters. Others can be in daily use in factories, airports, or on farms, but made available to students as apprentice or on or off hours. 2. The second web, still exchanges, which permit persons to list their skills, the condition under which they are willing to serve as models for others who want to learn these skills, and the addresses at which they can be reached. The 3 web is mainly the one we heard in the previous intervention. A peer matching, a communication network which permits persons to describe the learning activity in which they wish to engage in the hope to finding a partner for the inquiry. And the 4 web, reference services to educators at large, which can be listed, this educator at large, can be listed in a directory giving the addresses and self-description of professionals, paraprofessionals, and freelancers, along with condition of access to their services. Such educators, as we will see, could be chosen by polling or consulting their former clients. Illich presented his criticism and his alternative learning patterns in a moment when computers had not yet revealed all their strengths and power to connect people and process information. It's obvious why and how his ideas are more and more relevant now, that this power is clear and manifest. Obviously, this is not a technical problem. Before we can think to test and empower such a system, we have to defeat the ideology of institutionalized and bureaucratized school, which is nothing else than capitalistic ideology. Thank you for your attention.